number 1.
Okay, it was this or Tenkaichi 3, and considering that game already crushed the number 2 slot.
This game reigns supreme, and let me tell you, there was plenty of debate to go around. But let's be honest.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 is the biggest name in Dragon Ball games, and for all the right reasons.
And the best part, the remasters that came out just a few years ago, most of our fans listening can still get their hands on it. Though honestly, we still recommend the PS2 version for musical reasons.
Why, Yamamoto, why?
While Tenkaichi 3 is my personal favorite, there's no denying Budokai 3 is the single best Dragon Ball game to date for one defining quality that sets it way above the rest. It's production.
When it came to capturing the spectacle of Dragon Ball, Budokai 3 fully understood how to translate the anime to the game with great success, especially given the limitations of the PS2 hardware.
Every ultimate move in this game is a feast for the senses. The visuals, the sound design, the gameplay, the beautiful bastards over at Dimps polished these games with each installment and captured the essence of Dragon Ball more than I ever felt Spike managed. When your super gauge is at full mast and you're entering the climax of your battle.
Good lord, man, think of the children.
You, while I'm climaxing? No thanks.
Speaking of kids, this blew our minds back in the day. Watching the evolution of this series from its humble beginnings to the speedy, flashy, and fun experience it became was amazing. The ping-pong teleportation combos, beam clashes, super moves, transformations, and utterly ludicrous amount of customization for each fighter made this game a standout.
Unfortunately, the story mode is a noticeable step down from 1 in terms of actual cinematics, switching them out for talking character portraits, but the Dragon World is exceptionally enjoyable to explore, and as the third game in the series, we think they knew that the story might be the least interesting aspect of the franchise, and that the gameplay was the focus here. And they still fit in a truckload of secret what-ifs to uncover in character stories, plus tons of brutal challenges, unlockables, and hidden characters.
How about that Dragon Rush? Hey, Kaiser?
This is a joke about Tenshinhan versus Super Buu, isn't it?
How many rounds was that?
About 20 too many.
One of the best features in terms of the story is being able to play through it as each character, customizing them along the way. You can focus on key attacks, physical attacks, defense, whatever. Just don't be like Kaiser.
Can you get PTSD from a video game?
I'll press F for you, Kaiser.
Seriously though, the improvements in gameplay in Budokai 3 are hand over fist better in comparison to Budokai 1's progression over Budokai 2. Where 2 felt more like a graphical overhaul, 3 takes the speed to the extreme, making the characters feel fast and furious, and until now, gives us arguably the best fighting experience the franchise has yet. Until January, at least.
Moreover, this game just oozes charm. Each menu is lovingly stylized and referential to the series. The tiniest things like having the health bar be a scouter that shatters when you die is just one of the many testaments to how Dimps cares about the source material here.
A major contention in gameplay is the Dragon Rush system, because while it looks stupid cool, it introduces luck as a major part of the game. It's not outright terrible, but it's something the game would probably be better without. The cinematics involved do push it miles ahead of the others, though. Like, man, when Goku screams out his dragon fist, oh, you just feel it, man!
Speaking of the voice cast, okay, this is gonna sound a little silly as hell for those who haven't heard it, but I got my start really trying to voice act by imitating the Budokai performances. I'd play for hours, voicing each character as I did. It's how I developed my Piccolo and Vegeta.
Are you serious? Because that's adorable.
Yeah, just imagine little teenage Lanny button mashing and screaming, "Fuck you, Kakarot! Gallic Gun, fire!"
So literally nothing has changed.
Of course, the big elephant in the room is the music. A big, beautiful, plagiarized elephant. See, we've talked about this quite a bit through the countdown, because this man used to be involved heavily with the franchise, providing the music for several games since the 90s, and even tracks for both the original Z and the music for Dragon Ball Kai, before they realized that his tracks, while catchy and memorable and real staples of the franchise, were stolen from several places. But man, the music really was spectacular. I guess that's what happens when you steal from the greats. Unfortunately, though justfully, said stolen music was replaced for the remaster. And no, it doesn't hold a candle.
But you know what wasn't stolen? The intro song! Hironobu Kageyama's Ore wa Tokoton Tomaranai is one of the best opening tracks for a game I think I've ever heard. Combine that with its crisp animation, full of spectacular cuts and bright, vibrant colors. It's such a spectacle to get you all riled up for this wonderful game.
The whole package is a real masterwork for its time. From the sound design to the presentation to its gameplay, I just can't geek out enough over the feelings that this game gave me as a boy and for the nostalgia it brings back as a man. Just hearing some of those old tracks gets me grooving in my seat and wanting to see those clever and detailed levels.
Also, it's one of the first games since Final Bout to actually include GT. And yes, that's a positive. It'd be the first time anyone could play not only as Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but Vegeta and Gogeta as well. Plus, it would also be the first time American audiences could play as Broly and Bardock.
I think this game had a hand in making them the mainstays that they are in Dragon Ball fandom. My generation of fans had this mythical view of those characters. They seemed larger than life, and in this game, they're absolutely unforgettable. I will always treasure Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas and Bardock's ultimates in this game.
And this was one of the first games to implement the stage destruction transition after a super attack that we'd see become a staple in Dragon Ball titles to follow. When Vegeta uses Final Flash and you see it blasting off the planet, it's just insane!
Then the characters fall back to a ruined version of the stage, and dude, it's no wonder why people treasure this game so fondly. It just so perfectly captures the energy that permeated Dragon Ball at that time, for the first time really allowing you to relive the highest moments of the franchise. There was just no comparison at the time.
Though it'd be a mistake not to point out the glaring flaw of these games. The characters can all kind of feel the same. And that's a real undeniable problem that keeps this game from being a truly good fighting game, and keeps it locked squarely in the realm of being a fantastic Dragon Ball game.
It's unfortunate, really. While we were all willing to forgive these issues as fans of the series, looking to recreate these epic battles first and a deep, complex fighting system second, it's a real detriment in retrospect. But honestly, not enough to knock it out of the #1 spot, because frankly, it still dazzled and entertained us as Dragon Ball fans, and that's what it needed to do.
As a fan or a newcomer, this game is a perfect mesh of insanity that makes the player feel like a controlled explosion. I've never seen someone play this game with a straight face. There's something about it that pulls out the inner child in anyone.
And you can see us man-children play the game over on our TFS gaming channel. All the hype and goofs are abound. Come on over and check it out.
Each game on this list has something special about it, but when it comes to every tiny part of a game functioning together, there's nothing better than the well-oiled hype train that is Budokai 3. It's simply sparking.
And with that, our year's DBCember comes to a close. But you might have noticed an absence from the list that I think everyone has on their mind.
With Fighter Z still unreleased as of the time of this recording, we couldn't include it in this list proper. But worry not, our faithful watchers. If you too felt a Z-shaped hole in this countdown, we've got our own video dedicated to it. Check the channel for the description.
Let's be frank. Given the exceptionally fun time we had in the beta, combined with the plethora of content that's been announced since then, it's more than likely Fighterz would have made it into our top 3. Hell, it probably would have made our #1. But much like our villain list, we're not going to make our decision without the final product in our hands and hours of gameplay under our belts. With that in mind, perhaps give our breakdown a watch and let us know what you think. Are you hyped for what looks to be the best Dragon Ball game to date?
Fingers crossed. I have faith in Arxis. They're no strangers to the franchise, and here they've got the time, budget, and support to go all out.
Damn, looking back at all these with more releases around every corner, including a new 20th film, holy shit, it's crazy realizing how big Dragon Ball still is.
The fandom was honestly ebbing in the West until the first Budokai came out, and it's been a yearly game ever since, practically.
The Dragon Ball video games have been stoking the flame of fandom since 2001, and I think we still have a bright future ahead of us.
So while we've completed our top 24 for this year, who knows what will be in store for the future?
Aw man, I'd kill for a Fusions 2. Or a sequel to Attack of the Saiyans? A Dragon Ball Dynasty Warriors game where you fight an alien army from another dimension? Come on, Bandai Namco!
Yeah, Dragon Ball ain't going nowhere. In 2017, the phrase Dragon Ball was the #4 most trending hashtag in all of Japan on Twitter.
And with Super still barreling forward, you can expect even more games in the future. Xenoverse 3, third time's the charm?
Who knows exactly what the future holds? But we here at TFS will be ready to check everything out. and play them on our gaming channel.
And for you Dragon Ball Z Abridged fans, we've got something very special for you good boys and girls.
The death of Christmas!
The plan to eradicate Christmas drops tomorrow. So hit that ringy-dingy bell to know when you can open your present.
We hope you've enjoyed our countdown, and we'll see you again next year for more DBCember.
Thanks for having me, guys. Stay beautiful, friends.
From us to all of you, Happy Holidays from Team 4-Star.